Hello YouTubers and welcome to the YouTube channel of FireShark Technologies. I am Diksha Mishra, a cybersecurity researcher in the FireShark Technologies, and today in the series of CEHV 11 Footprinting and Reconnaissance, I am going to show you the demonstration of how to use the Shodan search engine, which is very popular among the pen testers and the cybersecurity researchers, very easily for the beginners. So, first of all, for the first timers who don't know about the Shodan search engine, that what it is and what does it do. So let's just go to this section getting started. What is Shodan? So Shodan is a search engine for internet connected devices. Okay, it is basically will give all the information about all the devices which is currently connected to the internet. Okay, whether they are the monitors, whether they are the web servers, whether they are the your smartwatches, CCTV cameras, all the IoT devices including. Okay, like the traditional web servers or the web engines don't let you answer those questions what is the IP address of a particular device. Okay, is there any type of vulnerability associated with that device, or do you penetrate into that device? So like they didn't give you those answers, but Shodan can. And Shodan gathers information about all devices directly connected to the internet. If a device is directly hooked up to the internet, then Shodan queries it for various publicly available information. The type of devices that are indexed can tremendously, ranging from a small desktop up to nuclear power plants and everything in between. Okay, so like there are special type of queries which we import here in the search box in the Shodan, and you will get all the information about that, how to use the Shodan search engine. And you can also search your results according to a particular service, or maybe service version, or maybe the port numbers, or the device name itself. Okay, before going into the search section, we have a section here of Ask You videos, in which you will get all the tutorials video from the Shodan experts to set up the real-time network monitoring. Okay, if you want to analyze the vulnerability for a particular network, how can you set it up? Okay, by the extension of Shodan search engine. You have a developer access also is here. Then we have the cheat sheet, that is very important part. As you can see here, Shodan currently scrolls nearly 1500 ports across the internet. 1500 is a huge, you know, number. And here are the few most commonly used search filters to get started. First of all, you can search out the filter by the city name. Okay, like you can give the name of the city, as shown is an example here, devices in the San Diego, or you can simply put like devices in the New York. Okay, so like it will give you the information of all the devices that are currently internetly connected in the New York City, particular that area. You can also customize your result using the keyword country, and you can also customize your result using the organization name, and for that you have to use this words org. That is, the description is the name of the organization that owns the IP space. For example, devices at the Google, or maybe devices at the Amazon. Then we have the port numbers. So port numbers are basically those special services numbers from which your internet connector services are categorized and communicate with your system. So like port 22 we generally use for the SSH services. We have support number for the service and running, and you can also give the name of the port also, like IMAP port, okay, or the HTTP port. Okay, so let's just get started in the search section. So here we have few of the words, like if you have seen the series of the robot, maybe you will find the webcam keyword. Elliot really searched about the webcams in the New York City. So but today we will see like search with the first name, that is the service Apache 2.2.3. So Apache is a web server running service, and I'm going to search that if there is any device that is internet connected and installed with this service or using this service, and is the version is updated or not, and is there any vulnerability, so that I can give a hackers to access to exploit that vulnerability, okay, to gain the access of those devices. So like as you can see, when I hit this search and enter, we have is here the first result we have is from the EU sent computer.amazon.com. So it is from the combination of the Amazon, and as you can see, it is also giving us the information that okay, they are using the cloud services and the honeypot is also deployed. Okay, then we have another domain that is from the Amazon technologies also, and again the cloud and honeypot is also deployed on that serverlet. Okay, so let's just open it and see like what type of vulnerabilities, is there any type of vulnerabilities we have. So this is the domains device name we have, and the tags we have cloud, honeypot, and self-signed. Open ports list are also mentioned here, like TCP/80 port. Then we have TCP 465 port 208331183562 and 8200. So these are the ports that are currently using by that particular device. The domain is amazonos.com. The cloud provider is Amazon itself. Cloud region is AP Southeast 1. Cloud service is Amazon. The country is Singapore and the city is Singapore. Now one thing is that I haven't mentioned in my search result about the specific country. I just entered the service name, all the devices in the world that are using currently these services. That is why it is showing us the result of from all over the world. Like the first result is from the Germany, Frankfurt. Second is from the United States, Boardman. Third is from the Australia, Sydney, and fourth is from the Singapore and Singapore. Okay, so we are exploring it. So as you can see here, we have the information that okay, TCP port is using here, and 404 is not found. Then we have the SSL certificate information is also available here. Okay, like the date signature algorithm is SHA 256 with RSA encryption. We have the issuer number, then we have the validity, and then we have the public key information, which is using the RSA encryption with 2048B. Now the most important thing, vulnerabilities. So as you can see here in the Shodan, it itself cut off the lot of hard work for ourselves. Okay, like instead of scanning a particular domain and then we enumerate it and then we analyze the vulnerabilities, we can cut off all the work and we can search that particular device from the Shodan engine, and it will give you all the information like related to the IP address, then the ports address, then also the vulnerability types. Now what can I do is just I can take this information and exploit it further. But this video is for the educational purposes, so no, I will not gonna exploit it, and I will suggest you all to also don't exploit the vulnerabilities without the permission of the owner. Okay, or because we are following a domain of ethical hacking. We have the first vulnerability is CVE 2012-0027. So the ghost engine in OpenSSL. So this particular device is using the OpenSSL service before 1.00. So that is the version of does not properly handle invalid parameters for the ghost block cipher. Okay, which allows remote attackers to code denial of service. That is the DOS attack, daemon crashed via crafted data from a TLS client. Another vulnerability we have which is again associated to the OpenSSL before 0.9.8s and 1.6 before 10.0f. When RFC 3779, that is again the remote execution protocol, support is enabled, allows remote attackers to cause a denial of service assertion failure via the X.509 certificate containing certificate extension data associated with IP block addresses and two autonomous system identifiers. Again, we have another vulnerability that is associated with the SSL again. Then we have another vulnerability which is associated with the TLS handshaking, and the cause of this is outdated version of SSL. Then we have the elliptic curve cryptography subsystem, again because of the OpenSSL. So this vendor is really need to update their SSL certificates. Yeah. Then we have this another vulnerability, the design of advanced encrypting standard AES, aka Jindal, also allows remote attackers to recover AES keys via timing attacks on SBox lookups, which are difficult to perform in a constant time in AES applications. Buffer overflow, again because of the SSL certificates, a lot of vulnerabilities is currently associated, and most of the because of these SSL services which are running and which are majorly not updated. Okay, and it is like the list is not ending. Like lot of vulnerabilities is associated with this particular device. Now moving on with our another search query that we can enter is the port number 22. If there are any devices in the world that are using the port 22. So the port 22 we have is for the SSH port, which allow us for the remote execution also. So like it is from the Portugal Porto. The domain we have Publico Comuncio. I don't know. I can't recite the Portuguese, but anyway, let's just open and explore it. So the host name we have is that net.static novice.pt, and the domain we have novice.pt. So the country is Portugal, city is Porto, and the SP is Nos Comunicos SA. Then we have the ports is 80, 123, and 443. So Apache HTTPD, we have the Apache services running on with 2.2.15 version, and now this is the like banner grabbing we have. The operating system information that the device is using the CentOS operating system, it is included the CentOS. And when we have the location is also okay, the cache control is also public, so like it should be the private. Then we have the connection type is keep alive. Okay, then we have the UDP ports. So like using UDP ports, you can send the malwares and the backdoors installed into the systems. And again, we have the vulnerability system is here. So like for the first vulnerability, we have CV 2010 2068. Okay, the mod proxy HTTP PC, mod proxy Apache HTTP. It is because of this Apache HTTPD version we have. Okay, in certain configurations involving proxy worker pools does not properly detect timeouts, which allows remote attackers to obtain a potentially sensitive response intended for a difficult client in opportunistic circumstances by a normal HTTP request. Basically, it means the timeout session will it is not working properly, and remote attackers can still get the session session credentials, and they can use those particular sessions to find out the sensitive information. Then we have another vulnerability which is associated to the PHP version we have, and another from the peer REST class. So REST API PHP is using by this domain. Then we have an issue discovered from the PHP before 5.6.35. So the PHP version they really need to update it. And again, all the major as you can see in the screen, all the major vulnerabilities are associated with the PHP. So moving on with the next search query we can use is that let's just city, and let's just search here Delhi. So Delhi is an Indian city, Indian state. So like I have particularly mentioned the state. Okay, so I have to mention here the state. Let's see if the state is working. Okay, we have to mention it as a city, not the state. So as you can see here, we have all the devices information that are particularly in India, Delhi. Okay, and let's just open it. IT information. Let's just see what is in this page. So we have an domain information. The port 80 is open. Okay, so it is the organization of IT information services, and it is using the Alliance broadband services. So nothing here, no vulnerabilities are here. Let's just open this one. So again, no vulnerabilities are here, but it is using the port 53 and APT. So port 53 it is UDP port, and the resolver name is this. Resolver ID is also this, and the port 80 is this. We have. So let's just try another city that we can use. These are the devices information that are currently residing in the New York. We have the total results of 82, and the mostly the devices are using the port 443. 21 devices are here, port 80 and 9 devices are here. Then we have is this so let's just open this website. So it's an rent home and furniture office website in the New York, New Jersey, and the Washington DC. We have level 3 communication incorporation. So they are using the three ports, port 84, port 443 and port 8010. So port 80 is using the Microsoft IaaS STTPD, which is the cache control is private. Okay, good for them. Then we have the server version is also a Microsoft IaaS. So we can find this version associated vulnerabilities in the browsers. Again, we have port 443. So one vulnerability we have is that IP security feature in Microsoft Internet Information that is related to the IIS 8.0 or 8.5 that does not properly proceed wildcard allow and deny rules for domains within with the IP address and remote domain restriction list, which make it easier for remote attackers to bypass an intended rule set via HTTP request. So like ISS security feature bypass vulnerability we have is this. So that's it pretty much for today, and you can explore from here using the cheat sheets, and you can see about all the devices and all the different criteria such as services name, or you can see particular like traffic signals, webcams, or the port numbers. So thank you for watching this video.